What's going on, guys? My name is Carter Games, and welcome back to another episode of a Bronze Review. Today, we are doing the new hero for Overwatch 2. New tank. Name's Hazard. He is Scottish, he is a dive tank, and he is probably the most fun I've had playing a tank character since... I don't know when. It's that pure dumb fun that just tricks the brain into me immediately knowing that, yeah, this character is going to get nerfed immediately, and I am going to hate it. Before we fully dive into this, though, I just want to say, if you like this content and you want to see anything more like this, where I review the live heroes of the game, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more like this. Leave a comment saying if I should be doing more of this, if you want me to review a certain hero or whatnot. I'm down to do anything like this. These are more semi-scripted videos. I say semi-scripted when technically it isn't. It's just I have a Word document in front of me that has a bunch of stuff on it. And then I read through all the stuff. Going through bullet points and then just rambling. That's how the one change for every hero video went, and that's technically how the Sombra video went, even though I didn't want that to be how the Sombra video went. I'll probably redo that one, especially after the most recent changes to Sombra. But we aren't talking about that. But yeah, let's actually dive into the video proper now. Like I said in the intro, Hazard is a hybrid tank. He's a hybrid between dive and brawl. And I love brawl tanks because that's what I mainly play. Due to Hazard being a tank, he has the tank passive, which is the reduced headshot damage, resistance to CC, the knockback resistance, and the bonus health from playing in role queue modes. So, pretty simple of that nature. For his primary weapon, he has the Bone Spur. Looks more so like a fusion driver from an OR unit than anything else. I want to just keep calling it a fusion driver, but it's the Bone Spur. It is a shotgun weapon that shoots its spread in a rather interesting arrangement. From what I can tell, it's a sort of hourglass looking shape. Not like a pure curvature hourglass, but that weird hourglass shape that's just two triangles with the tips touching each other. If you can get that mental picture, you know what I mean by that. For his abilities, now we're getting into the fun stuff. His first ability is the Spiked Guard. Basically, it's a hybrid version of Defense Matrix and Doomfist block. It runs on a resource meter. While he is getting hit by the block, it actually grants him ammo back to his primary, which is actually rather cool. Rather unique to see that he gets a somewhat of a return on investment without needing to use the second part of the ability. Second part of the ability is that if they are close enough to Hazard, which I believe is a 3-meter range. I could be wrong. It might be 4 meters. It might be 2 meters. Who knows? All I know is you have to be pretty close. If they're close enough, spikes from his back will start firing out at them, dealing moderate damage over time. Not sure how much damage it is exactly because I'm doing this all by myself. I do not have a guinea pig to help me do all the testings and whatnot for this stuff. His second ability is the Violent Leap. Basically, what if we gave Doomfist Dive movement first alongside a timed attack? That is what the Violent Leap is. He lunges forward for a short distance. I don't know what the distance is exactly. And this is probably the jankier part of it. If you press the ability button again while he is in lunge, he deals a slash attack, deals more damage in the quick melee, and deals a good bit of knockback from what I've seen. From what I could be completely wrong about this, but it looks like the amount of knockback received by the enemy is dependent on his velocity when he is in leap. Like, if you do it near the beginning of the leap, it's not going to do much. But if you do it, like, pretty much at the apex of the leap, they're going to get a lot of knockback. A lot of knockback. His third ability is the Jagged Wall. Basically, he shoots a clump of the purple spike yuck. I don't know what you call it. He shoots a glob of that out, and depending on where it lands, it will produce a wall. It's a small wall. It's nothing like May's ice wall. It's about 2/3 of the height and not even half the width, I'd say. But it's a lot. It's not one continuous ice wall. It seems to be like more like 1.5 wide. If that makes sense. It's hard for me to explain stuff when I don't know proper measurements and whatnot. But he can just spawn it anywhere. He can shoot it out of the wall, it produces it on a wall. Shoot it at the floor, it just spikes up from the floor. And any enemy that touches the wall while the wall is active, it deals a small bit of chip damage and a small bit of knockback, it looks like. It's weird, because sometimes it deals knockback, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if it's just the game's codes being weird or not, but it is. Sadly though, due to it being a projectile, stuff like Sigma's Kinetic Grasp, Diva's Defense Matrix, or Orisa's Javelin Spin can all theoretically counter it. They can just use their ability while the wall is being sent out before it hits something, and you just lose access to the wall all entirely. Which is kind of upsetting due to his passive ability. Yes, I'm talking about the passive he has. He has his own unique passive. He has it's called Vault in the game, but it's basically just Genji wall climb again. It doesn't have as much distance as the Shimada wall climb, but it allows him to... It grants him a bit of extra mobility. It allows him to climb walls for a short period of time and jump over any small objects. Like, once he gets to a ledge, he's able to jump over it, which is also a bit jank. I don't know if it's just like a weird downtime in between the wall climb and the ledge grab or not, but it's just it's really weird. I don't know how to explain it properly, but yeah. Using this, you can combo to get him into place. Using his wall, you're able to combo into areas that he wouldn't be able to access normally with his base kit. With Vault, however, not Vault. Yeah, it's called Vault. I'm getting the abilities mixed up now. With Vault, he's also able to climb over May Ice Wall, so you're not just stuck in a corner somewhere if May blocks you off, like Mays are occasionally known to do. Last but not least is his ultimate ability. It is called Downpour. Downpour basically shoots out a volley of spikes in the area in front of him. It has an indicator. It looks to be about 10-15 meters long. But any enemy who gets hit by the downpour are completely immobile. They cannot move at all. They are basically stuck in a Junkrat trap. I don't know if Kiriko Suzu is able to cleanse it or not. I did not have to fight an enemy's Kiriko, so I do not know if Suzu works. Editing KirbyCraft, if you are able to get any footage of Suzu working on this, put it up now. There's your answer. That don't take it seriously. That's probably not the answer. It's a case of would I get the footage or not? Probably not. Who knows? But yeah, that is his complete kit. And now let's get on to my personal review of this hero. This hero is so much fun, fan. Like, I don't know what else to say. He is pure dumb fun. He from just beta testing alone, he is so fun for me. I have, like I said in the intro, I have not had this much fun playing a tank in a while. Because especially in comp was where like I could not really play, and even in quick play occasionally I'm just not allowed to have fun, I guess, when I want to play tank. And it's so dumb, especially with the whole 5v5 6v6 thing. You are stuck to only one tank, and that one tank has to do everything, and it just sucks. Like, the only time, I don't know what that voice was, the only time I'm able to have fun if I want to play a tank is playing Brig. Because Brig can basically be an off tank in certain comps. Like any Sigma comp, she's just able to do her own thing. Just be an off tank, have fun. And it's just like, I do not have the ability to have fun anymore because people take the game way too seriously. Like, this was going to be part of a video, but I lost the footage for this. Hence why there was no video Monday. I had like a bunch of people, actually, not just one person. This was multiple people over multiple different incidents. They got mad at me specifically, because I was trying to hunt achievements. I was trying to get the Tracer Recall achievement at the time, and it was a case of I would only go in short bursts, get some damage, and then use Recall to back out, trying to get the achievement. After a while, someone on my team had gone, "Yo, can one of y'all play Widow just so this guy can actually play the game instead of just trying to farm heals as Tracer?" And it was I'm like, what am I doing to you that caused you to just act like this? Because they were doing fine. It was Watchpoint Gibraltar. This was an Overwatch Classic. You know, Watchpoint Gibraltar. They were doing fine. They had 5 other people. They had Winston. It was Winston, Rhine, Reaper, Mercy Zen, I think? But it was just a case of they kept wanting to try and make it so that I couldn't do what I was trying to do, which was farm the achievement. And at the end of the match, after I'm just like, okay, fine, I'll just play the game normally, because I was still actively playing. It's just I was only really engaging when I had Recall. Other times I would just be messing with people, just having them with shots. I'd only truly engage when I had Recall. And it was just a case of several of them on my team were saying they were going to report me over it. Which is dumb. You know, especially in quick play. This is all happening in quick play, mind you. Not comp or anything like that. I do not achievement hunt in comp at all. If I get an achievement while in comp, okay. Happy little accident. I don't actively go out for achievements in comp. I try to do that in quick play every once in a while when I have nothing else planned. I just farm achievements because I just want to. I want to try. I don't have all the cute little sprays and whatnot because never did finish farming achievements in Overwatch 1. So stuff like the Waste Not Want Not achievement, which I still don't have, or the get 2 kills with each of Bastion's abilities or not abilities configurations, or get 4 kills with a single use of Bastion's ult. Those were stuff that I was struggling for. I still don't have the Reaper one, but I got the 2 Bastion ones. Took about a week for the of me just playing Bastion in quick play to get 2 kills with every use of Bastion's configuration in a single life. That one I got. That one I got on Gibraltar. Managed to get that one done on Gibraltar. And then about a month and a half after I started. Like, this was a month and a half of just playing Bastion and quick play. Unless I was recording vids for comp. Or filling bronze vids for YouTube. I was able to get 4 kills with a single use of Bastion's configuration artillery. Just because of the fact that I said to the tank, hey, I'm trying to get this achievement done. Do you think are you any good at Zarya? Because this was back when Diva was still popular, you know, it was a hectic time. And they went, yeah, I can play Zarya. I'm like, okay, thank you. And I was able to get the achievement from that. And I think that was, I don't even think that was my highlight for that game. I think my achievement for that game actually was me getting a double kill with using turret, which is kind of dumb, but still. That tangent aside, I gotta stop going on these tangents. I had fun playing Hazard for the short period of time that I could, because it was just, the queue times were so long. Like, I was getting 10 to 15 minute queue times just to try and play Hazard, which is why there's only 2 real pieces of background footage you're seeing for this. And then one really, really buggy one, which is probably going to be at the tail end of this. And that's simply because it was taking me so long to get queue times to play Hazard. Because I was just doing normal roll queue comp just to show what, quote-unquote, peak Hazard is. I don't know if peak's the right word or not, but it was just like what Hazard would be like in a comp setting. You know, because you have the full effect of the tank passive and all that. So it's just a case of, it was a case of what would happen. You know? So, I couldn't get as much as I wanted, because, like, with Juno, I was able to get, I had like 5 games of Juno recorded. And that only took me about an hour and a half of stuff to get. Because with Juno, you have 2 supports. You have a infinitely shorter amount of queue time trying to queue up to play a new support or damage than you do the tank. Because they were trying to, I know they were trying to improve queue times with Overwatch 2 by only having the 1 tank. But at the same time, it made it worse for stuff like this. These experimental, like, hero preview stuff. Malga, I don't remember how bad Malga's was. I'm not even sure if I played the Malga one, to be fair. I remember people saying he was, like, stupid underpowered, so I'm like, I'm not gonna bother. I'm pretty sure I was working that weekend as well, so I couldn't really do that anyhow. But, dude, I'm getting on other tangents again. But yeah, Hazard's fun. Uh, some matchups that I struggled with as Hazard, I can just talk about this a little bit. Some of the matchups I had that I struggled with were against Zarya, because especially when you're trying to use block, Zarya could just walk up to you, press bubble, and you cannot do a bloody thing. You are basically stuck there, and you are feeding her ult charge. Like I said before, Diva, Orisa, and Sigma, they all can just sort of block Jagged Wall. Only had one match against a Diva. That's that stupid laggy match that you're probably seeing at the tail end of this video. Probably in the middle of it now. Malga, the way Malga plays, you can run circles around Malga. At least from what I've experienced, it was just light work. Trying to think any other potential heroes that could be an issue. I guess armored heroes, any like armored tank would be a struggle for him. Just because of the fact that his weapon is a shotgun. And it has it doesn't really have that many pellets. Like, I remember seeing this clip from Six, because Six was trying this out more than me. Because of course he did. He streams it. He makes the money. He used pretty much a point blank body shot on one of the training bots, and it did. I don't even think it did a third of its health. So yeah, I guess that segues into the next part of this video. What would I do to change Hazard? More than likely, I would say buff. I would say give him a buff on his bone splinter. He has buff the primary. Either give it more projectiles for more damage, or just increase the base damage per projectile. Either one of those, just so meat shots are a bit better, especially on armored heroes, because since he is a shotgun character, technically he has pellets. He is going to be performing worst against armored heroes. Only other thing I would say to change or to fix him is make it so that Vault is not as jank, because it really does feel jank. Like, especially when I was getting the footage of the ability showcase footage for this video. Vault, sometimes I would just completely not climb. Like, if you are, sometimes it's a case where you have to be on the floor if you want Vault to work at all, which is really weird, because sometimes I could just be in the middle of the air on, like, there was this one, Hollywood. Hollywood was a game I played that wasn't a part of the recording, because I was able to jump from one building on Hollywood, from one Hollywood set to the other, and then I could just wall climb up, and I was just fine. But then, like in the training grounds, like I said, I would only be allowed to vault if I was standing both feet on the ground. So, fix Vault and buff the Bone Splinter. That's all I can really say. Maybe, if you want to be generous, buff his resource meter on his block by like 10%. Give it like 10% more meter. Like that's all I can really say. Because, like I said, I think he feels fine. I'm just trying to do the same thing like I did with the Juno review. with the whole what would I change and all that. And that's the only thing I can think of. That's really it. Because like I felt fine playing him. You know, it was just fun. And that was a bronze review of Hazard. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see anything more like this. And I shall see y'all in the next one. Take care.